Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Lex, and today we're going to be talking about The Rip. Man, wow, what a fantastic movie, man. Matt Damon opposite of Ben Affleck. Wow, what a masterclass of just acting. I think this movie was fantastic. I don't think it was necessarily the best movie. Don't get me wrong, but it was definitely a very good watch for a Netflix movie. I know we all tend to kind of watch Netflix and say, "Hey, what are we gonna watch?" This is a movie that you need to check out for sure. The twists and turns are so believable and so amazing. Although with the twists and turns kind of predictable at times, I would be a little bit critical of the movie itself in that way. But again, when we talk about movies that have this level of depth into them, all these characters, especially Matt Damon's and Ben Affleck's characters, they all have like this different type of uniqueness to them. You know, the characters are kind of fleshed out. They understand who they're playing. They understand what is going on. They understand what is at stake. And I think The Rip has a fantastic motion like that, right? Like from beginning to end, the 2 hours of the runtime definitely goes by so fast. I really enjoyed the movie. I think the movie was really great. I don't really care what other people have to say. I don't really care what IMDb rates it. I think definitely this movie sits at 8 for the acting performances, for the natural ability of the characters themselves. A lot of this is character driven. You know, the plot is there and the plot is great. I think the plot has been, kind of tied down a lot from other movies. Again, I bring up The Departed when I speak about this type of shit because The Departed is a fantastic movie of twists and turns, and you don't then know what necessarily is gonna go on. You don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't know why this is happening. But this movie definitely is a must watch on Netflix. If you want to sit down with your girl, or you want to sit down with yourself, or you want to sit down with your boy, and you want to watch a good movie, this is a 2 hour movie that flies by like nothing. And I think that that's what this movie did a great and fantastic job at doing, is that making sure that you are very engaged. A lot of these days, engagement is a big factor in motivations for like big studios. You know what I mean? And this movie did is a fantastic job at doing that. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who necessarily directed it either, but they did a great job at really encapsulating everything that it is to be focused in. And I think a lot of movies nowadays want you to get focused in, especially since we're kind of scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through YouTube Shorts or scrolling through Instagram Shorts. Like for 2 hours, you are focused in. You are trying to watch what is going to happen, who is that, what is happening, what is necessarily who's the bad guy in this situation. You don't really know. I think one of the biggest aspects of that is the fact that Matt Damon's character had tattoos in his hand. You know, in the beginning of the movie, it's like, are we the good guys? You know, this is not too much spoilers into the movie, but we will head there. So just make sure that you understand that we're gonna be heading towards that way a little bit further within the video. But you're kind of like questioning that: are we the good guys? You know, what is necessarily who is the good guy? And what a great movie does is always kind of pivoting, always making you question, always keeping you engaged. And this movie did a fantastic job at that. And I really enjoyed it. Is it at the Departed level? If you guys haven't seen The Departed with Leo DiCaprio, with everybody in the cast, who else is in that movie? I can't remember off the back of my head, but no. But if you want to watch a good Netflix movie, this is a good Netflix movie, and I really enjoyed that. And it was super fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Matt Damon and freaking Ben Affleck showed their fucking acting chops to the maximum. This was amazing. I really enjoyed seeing freaking Tiana Taylor as well in here, who just won a freaking award for One Battle After Another. Fantastic, right? Stephen Yoon, who has voice acted for Invincible, another great, amazing show as well. I think it's really good. Um, Again, if you want to spend the 2 hours and say, hey, what should we put on? This is what you should put on. The They were able to kind of play the double agent. Who is the double agent? Who is working with who? Who is working with this? Setting the tone from the beginning of the show. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you guys have seen Mission Impossible 1, then you would definitely understand what I'm talking about. Like, you just don't know what exactly is going on. There isn't stunts like Mission Impossible, but there's definitely like this like intensity that is going on through the entire movie itself. I enjoyed it definitely from beginning to end. I did not want to click away. I wanted to see what was going on, especially at the end of the whole entire arc. You kind of wanted to see what the hell was happening, and it wasn't slow paced at all. It was definitely paced very, very well. They understood what it is movie making, and which excites me for what the Odyssey is gonna come up with, because I know Christopher Nolan is this glazed director that everybody tends to kind of gravitate towards. I mean, he's put out movies like fucking The Dark Knight, Inception, all these other movies. So I understand what it is. If their acting performances were like this in just a Netflix movie, quote unquote Netflix movie, I don't mean to demean it in such a way, but I'm saying like if they were acting in such a high level or high intensity like this, then I could only imagine what the Odyssey is going to bring. So Matt Damon did a fantastic job. Ben Affleck did a fantastic job. Of course, we have all seen Gone Girl. Gone Girl was amazing as well. But man, to see all them kind of perform in such a way that they did, I can't even like describe it. Steven Yeun, Tiana Taylor, Ben Affleck, freaking Matt Damon. Wow, what a cast, and the story itself. It wasn't at the Departed level. Guys need to watch The Departed if you haven't watched it yet. But man, it was definitely a good watch. If you want to spend the 2 hours and say, hey, let's throw on the movie, this is the movie to throw on. The Rip. How the story unfolds, how everything kind of unravels. The beginning where kind of it's Mission Impossible esque. This is what I'm talking about. Check out Mission Impossible also if you haven't seen that series just yet. One of the best in Mission Impossibles is number 3. I really enjoy that one as well. But definitely, this is a Netflix movie to go and watch. So, man, I can't say any more good about it. I think any criticisms, it becomes a little bit predictable at times. But if you can kind of get over that, every movie kind of has that. It becomes a little bit predictable, but if you can get over that, you can enjoy this movie just how I enjoyed it myself. So, if you need to go watch something, this is a must watch. So, check it out. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.